Yo, Sm0kaCola here, and today I'm reviewing Dead Rising 2 for the PC. Alright, let's start off with the cons of the game. Now, when I first started to try the game, it actually crashed several times. I had to go into my sound settings and change it from 192 Hz all the way down to 48 Hz. That actually fixed the game, but that is a downside for an audiophile like myself. I like good quality audio, and that's why I bought a $200 sound card. I don't want to have to buy a game and turn down my sound quality just to get it to run. Another con is SLI and Crossfire. SLI I can't vouch for, but I do know I was playing with Crossfire enabled on my 5970, and a friend of mine who had a 470 was getting much better frames than I was. I thought this might have been an ATI driver issue. However, I went into my control panel, disabled the Crossfire, went back into the game, and it was trying to break 60 constantly. So the game does run very smooth, but if you have an enthusiast setup, you may want to check that out and disable that feature. And hopefully they can fix this within a new patch, because this is a major downside for people who actually spent the money on these kind of graphics cards. That being said, this game is far from unplayable. Once you adjust a few settings, it's extremely playable for a console port. I've seen much worse out there, such as Saints Row 2 for the PC. So let's go ahead and get into the pros of the game, and actually talk a little bit about the gameplay itself. The gameplay is just like the first one, but they did add a few adjustments, such as the dodge roll. Whenever you use it now, it's much more fluent, and it actually gets the zombies out of your way rather than putting you in a pack full of zombies and getting you killed easier. Also, the game uses games for Windows Live, so the 360 controller works very well with the game, and you don't have to worry about messing with any kind of control configurations. Now, the downside to this is, just like the text chat for online play, there isn't very many customizable options for your keys for the keyboard, so if you play with the keyboard, you're going to be stuck with the default keys, and it's not going to be quite enjoyable. That doesn't necessarily mean it'll be unplayable. My friend used the keyboard through the whole co-op gameplay with me, and he enjoyed the game just as much as I did. So it really doesn't render an effect, it's just nicer to have the 360 controller. This is all my opinion, and it's not necessarily needed. Now, if you've been following the game, you know the main character's name is Chuck Green. He has a daughter named Katie, and you have to find Zombrex for her so she doesn't turn into a zombie. Katie's infected, obviously, and you have to spend some of your time looking for Zombrex just to make sure she doesn't turn into a zombie. Now, that doesn't affect the game in any way possible, because there's actually a long time before each dosage that you have to give to her. The game is just like the previous one. You have 72 hours to complete everything in the game. You also get a 2-player co-op mode, which makes the game a lot more fun, but it can also be difficult, as if your friend is swinging a bat around you, it'll knock you down as well. It was kind of frustrating playing with my friend, but it wasn't too bad once we got the gist of it. You can't really stand around each other and try to clear out zombies or near the survivors, because it'll hurt them as well, and if they get defected, then that's going to mean a bad time for you, because you won't be able to save them. They'll try to kill you instead. Besides the co-op, you actually get an online mode as well called Terra is Reality. It's kind of fun if you have friends to play it with. If not, you can also make a decent amount of cash with it as well. And whatever cash you do make, you can actually cash it out into one of your save games. So if you have 100,000 in a save game already and you make 500,000 in Terra is Reality, you can add that to the save game and it'll give you 600,000. There's also psychos in the game, and it's much easier to do it with a friend than alone, or at least that's my opinion. When I played the first one, I found it rather difficult, and it took me a while before I could actually get the true ending. I played with my friend on co-op in this game, and I actually got the true ending the first time around. So yes, there are multiple endings in this game, so if you get an ending, don't necessarily think it's the correct one. And it's not that it's not the correct one, it's just that the game actually goes further in depth to the story if you get the correct ending. I'll post a small clip of it at the end of this review, but I'm not going to post enough to make it a spoiler. As I said, the game does use Windows Live, and if you had any issues with it previously, there's a good chance they've been fixed. I know when games for Windows Live first came out, it wasn't the best program in the world or the best overlay, but it has improved a lot since then, and it's actually a very nice layout now. With several achievements, you actually get unlockable items for Chuck to use in the game. You'll either get an item to use in the game or an item to wear in the game, which you can go into the locker and use your unlocked items. There's also been graphical improvements to the game. Instead of seeing 100 zombies on screen, you're going to see several thousand on screen. And as you can see from this clip, that's no exaggeration. You're actually going to see several thousand zombies on the screen at once. And this makes killing zombies way more interesting, especially in the later levels, because you'll find that there's more zombies on the screen as the time progresses through the game. This is just like the first one. When you first started out, there weren't that many zombies, but later on in the game there became a lot more zombies and they became a lot more aggressive. Also, this time around, instead of just having zombies that get pissed off at night, you're gonna have zombies that go fucking ape shit on you whenever it's time for them to become a special zombie. I'm not gonna get too much into that because it actually might ruin the story for you. Let's just say they're not an easy feat. Another cool addition to this game is the combo weapons. There's quite a few of them, and each item that has a wrench beside it for the icon will let you create it with something else. You just have to find the right one and unlock the correct combo cards to actually use it. That being said, you don't have to actually unlock the combo cards. You can make it way before then. You just have to know which items to use. As well as this game runs, I wouldn't necessarily call it a console port, mainly because it runs very smooth. Once you fix a few issues with it at the beginning, as I stated before, you should have no problem getting into the game and killing as many zombies as you want. Not only that, they added several features such as 64-bit, DirectX 10, and multi-core support. Also, they have 3D vision for the NVIDIA users. That pretty much wraps it up for this review. The online integration, characters, and story were all amazing. And the new addition of the combos weapon made killing zombies even more fun. I really enjoyed the effects as well, such as freezing zombies and setting them on fire. I'm giving this game a 4.5 out of 5 for the PC. The reason being is due to the fact that the game does not even run properly on Windows 7 unless you adjust a few things. However, the pros definitely outweigh the cons for this, and it's well worth the $40 they're asking for. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Feel free to stick around for a bit of gameplay, and take it easy.
You guys want to hang around here all day?